Good evening, yogis. It's 5:30. I'm Sam. Welcome to Grace Yoga Studio, Yin Yoga for Sunday evening. Hopefully, some people will be able to join me tonight. I know it's a beautiful day, so I understand if people are outside, and always just remember that these videos are kept on our website, on Jen's page, and also I believe she uploads them to YouTube as well. So hi Sharon, good to see you, through Facebook anyway. Hope everybody's had a good weekend and has been able to enjoy some of the beautiful weather. I've rearranged my mat, so I'm going to be facing you guys today, so hopefully that will work out okay for the postures. So good evening. I have with me my mat, as well as a block and a blanket. And as you know, you can always use a sofa pillow or something like that if you need to. But we're going to go ahead and get started this evening. We're going to start off. Hi, Kate. We'll go ahead and come to a reclined butterfly. So we come onto our mat. We bring the soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to go out wide. You can have support ready for you on either side, just in case you want to support those thighs. So what's working here in our reclined butterfly is we're working to open up the hips in one way. It works on that hip flexor and the adductors. So if we don't have any support and it feels too strenuous on the hip flexors, what's going to happen is our legs are going to engage, our leg muscles are going to engage and try to hold our knees up a little higher. So what we do then is we slide a support underneath to support it so that then we can completely relax into it. And then as we get more comfortable and as that hip flexor begins to release a little bit, you can then start to scoot the support out a little bit to allow a little bit deeper stretch. So soles of the feet are together. We're in our butterfly pose, and then we're just going to engage the abdominals and start to lower down onto our elbows, rounding the back and rolling all the way down onto our mat. Giving whatever kind of support you want to the outer thigh. Let's just find some stillness here. You can place the hands on the inside thigh or take them out a little bit wider, palms face up, feeling a little more grounded. It's up to you. We'll be here for several breaths, so let's just take our time, settle in, connect with our breath. Notice the feel of gravity here, especially as we begin to allow our hips to open a little bit more. Just notice gravity, how it holds us. It's so strong. And just allow it to hold the body, make your body heavy. Try not to engage any muscles here. As you're following your breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose, Notice the rise and the fall of the chest, the expansion of the rib cage as the lungs fill up. And then allow the lungs to fully deflate, letting all the old air out. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Full deep breath, inhale. Deep breath, exhale. On your next inhale, you can use the strength of the arms if you like, and begin to draw the knees together. Lift the knees toward the sky. Pull them in just slightly toward the chest and roll side to side. Let's get a little massage here on the lower back, the back of the spine. Then release the knees. Take the arms out wide. And on your exhale, drop the knees down toward the left. You can allow some support, if you like, below the knee or the shin. Getting a nice twist here in the spine. The arms are wide. Gently lift the head and turn your gaze over toward your right fingertips. You place any amount of support you need to under this knee, so that you can relax into this twist. If it needs to be a higher support, you can place a block underneath. Just whatever works. I don't want you to feel pain in your spine from this twist. It should just be a challenging stretch. Anything that allows your body to sink in and relax and totally release through this side. Take 1 more full breath here. As you inhale, gently begin to lift the knees. Bring them straight up to the sky, and then exhale, allow them to fall to the right. Lift your head and gaze over your left fingertips. Just increasing that twist a little bit more, very gently. If it doesn't feel good to be looking toward the left, you can lift the head and take your gaze back to the sky. The reason I say gently lift the head as you turn is because I don't want you to roll it. If you roll, you're going to stretch the spine, stretch the neck, in a different way. We want the spine to be nice and long, lengthy, but not pulled toward the left. Let's take 1 more full breath here. On the next inhale, lift the knees up toward the sky, draw them into the chest, the hands wrap around the knees, bring them in just a little bit, pulling them straight toward the chest, keeping the knees together and roll side to side. Very good. All right, let's roll over onto one side. Press up with the hands. Send your feet behind you and come to a tabletop. So here we'll stack our shoulders above our wrists, hips above our knees. Wrists, knees, and ankles are in line. We're going to move through some cat-cows here. So take an inhale, drop the belly down and lift the gaze, lifting the pelvis. Exhale, round through the back. Draw the chin in toward the chest and tuck the pelvis under. Now your feet can be any way you want to here. You can have your toes curled under, or you can uncurl the toes, laying them flat. That's really up to you, what you want in your cat-cow. Keep your breath going. Keep lengthening and deepening the breath, slowing it down. Move through these cat-cows very gently. Just notice the difference in your spine. So our opening twist told our spine we're ready to move. Gave it a little side-by-side flexibility. And here are cat-cows. Give us a chance. Forward and back to lengthen through the spine. Hopefully creating a little more space. Just a little more space in the spine, a little more flexibility, a little bit better movement. Let's move through one more. And exhale. Fabulous. Curl the toes under. Come into your downward facing dog. So here, pedal out the feet. Relax your neck. You can shake it yes or no. Just allow the head to be heavy. We're not trying to pull our head all the way through toward our knees. We just want the neck to relax. Our fingertips, they're spread wide and they're gripping the mat. We're engaging the quads, the glutes, hamstrings, the lower half of the body, pressing our heels down into the mat. So let's press both heels down as much as we can. You can bend the knees if you need to. That's totally fine here. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. On your inhale, bring the right foot forward. It comes to the outside edge of the mat. And then drop the back knee. Uncurl the back toes. Let's place our hands on the knee and lift the torso. So we want the hips to be square. We want the front knee right over the front ankle. Our hands rest on our knees as we just kind of press those hips forward a little bit. Take your gaze high, deep inhale. On your exhale, let's come down to our dragon lunge. So both hands are inside the right foot. Back is flat. You can stay here. If this is enough of a stretch for you, that's totally fine. If you would like to take it a little bit farther, you can come down to your forearms, all the way down. You can wrap the arm around the right ankle for lizard. You can also find a block and use support if you're somewhere in between. If you're wanting to stay up high, but your wrists are bothering you, you can always place a block there and just kind of hold on to the outside edge of the block. Or you can make a fist. Any of those things will take pressure off of your wrists. So wherever you want to be, go ahead, find the spot that holds you. Again, where there's some challenge to the stretch but no pain. Allow your neck to relax by bowing the chin just slightly. And find your breath. We'll take one more breath here. And on your next inhale, place the palms on the mat if they're not already. Take your right hand outside your right foot. Begin to heel toe the right foot over toward the left edge of the mat. Laying the shin down. Right knee is on the right side edge of the mat. Your shin can be as parallel to the end of the mat as you want it to be, whatever is comfortable for you. Everybody's different with their level of flexibility. You can try to flex the foot. It's really up to you here. What I want is your hips to be square and your chest to be square right over the very middle of the mat. If your right hip is lifted because you're square and you're not leaning over to one side, you want to place some support underneath that hip, just like we did in the beginning, so that the body doesn't engage thinking it needs to hold you up. The less engagement of the muscles here, the deeper the stretch you're going to get. And again, as you start to sink into this stretch, you can start to move that support out a little bit more. So let's take a deep breath in here. We're still lifted, our chest is open. Deep breath in. As you exhale, begin to just bend the elbows and hinge forward toward the front of that mat. Take the elbows down to the mat. Option, you can lay all the way down, lay the forehead on the mat and just sink and melt into it. If this is not comfortable for you, you're not here yet, take a block. Place your forehead on the block. If you're somewhere in between, you can stack your fists or your hands, place your forehead down. The purpose of having the forehead support is so that the neck is not hanging and you're not lifting. That way your neck is completely relaxed. Work on pulling the abdominals in to hinge forward and get that nice forward fold in the hips. Just relax. It's a good time to do a body scan head to toe. Notice if your legs are still working to try to hold you in place. Just try to allow your body to sink in here. One more breath here. And on your next inhale, place your palms on the mat and gently press the chest up, lifting the torso. You can remove the support. Come down onto your right hip. Make your front shin parallel to the front of the mat. And we're going to swing our left leg toward the front. Now, your choice here is going to be half lotus or fire log. Depends on what you're comfortable with. So fire log is where both shins are parallel. Scoot back here a little bit. You want to get both sits bones on the mat. Spine is nice and tall. To start off, your left leg is going to be on the bottom. The right foot is going to come up and place on top of the left knee. Now, clearly, I am not that flexible in fire log. And if this hurts you, don't do it. If you need this stretch and you're still not flexible where that knee isn't all the way down, you can give it a little bit of support to relax again, just like we did in pigeon. Your other option here is to pull the left foot in just slightly and pull the right foot to the crease of the calf and the thigh for half lotus. So half lotus is where the top leg is on top, but the shins aren't exactly parallel on top of each other. So it's up to you. Just make sure the sits bones are on the mat. I'm going to go for a little bit of a challenge today just because I kind of need it. So I'm going to keep that right ankle on top of that left knee. There's space there. I'm going to use support. I'm also going to make sure there's a block close by, because what we're going to do is inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, beginning to hinge forward at the hips. Place your hands on the mat or wherever you can, depending on how flexible. This is about as far as I can go that's comfortable for me right now. So I'm going to stay here, gently bow my chin to my chest and breathe. So take your time. If you need to place your hands to the side of you, that's fine. You can walk them forward, just whatever works. Just try to make sure you're hinging at the hips, trying to maintain as flat of a back as you can, pressing your chest toward your shins. One more breath here. As you inhale, just round the back slightly. Start to press up with the hands. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. We're going to do a couple side bends. So right hand drops, left arm reaches, side bend, nice and square to the front. Very good. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, left hand drops, right arm reaches, side bend. Both arms reach high. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Release both hands down. Remove whatever support you had and gently unwind the legs. Send your feet out in front of you, staff position. straight legs out in front. Sits bones are on the mat. Flex the feet, deep breath in. That is a joyous feeling for me to get out of that pose. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Reach for the toes, draw the belly in. Allow the chin to bow. Seated forward fold. It's funny when I think one pose is difficult, and then I go into fire log and I'm like, ah. I have friends that can sit like that so comfortably for hours. And someday, it just takes practice. Find a spot where gravity holds you here in your seated forward fold. Just remember, as you inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, reach a little farther. Just whatever works for you here. Two more breaths. On your next inhale, round the back, sitting all the way up, lift the shoulders up to the ears and roll them back down. Fabulous. Bend the knees, send your feet back behind you. Let's come back to our tabletop. Always come back to our tabletop before our downward facing dog. So we build our nice strong foundation, fingertips gripping the mat. Just under the shoulders, and then curl the toes under, send the hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. We've been here before, so just pedal out the feet, draw the belly in, lift the hips to the sky, come up all the way onto the toes as you press your chest toward your thighs. Then press the heels down toward the earth. Allow your heels to drop to the right and the left. Just a few times, wagging your tail. Happy dog, happy downward facing dog. Happy it's Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. One more time to the left. Then come back to your downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. On your inhale, bring the left foot up to the outside edge of the mat and drop the back foot, uncurl the toes. Again, your knee is over your ankle. Hips are square, pressing forward on the right hip. Hands come to the front knee. Chest is square. Deep breath in, gaze high. Exhale, make your way to your dragon lunge, both hands inside the left foot. Take your options here, yogis. Remember, you can stay high. You can be on a fist if you want. Be on a block, all the way down maybe to the forearms or in a wrap or somewhere in between. That is where you will find me. I'm going to settle in with a block, placing my elbows and then gently bowing my chin. One more full breath here. On your next inhale, place both palms on the mat if they're not already. Take the left hand outside the left foot. Heel toe that foot over to the other side. Left knee comes to the outside edge of the mat. Square the hips, square the chest. Find your support, whatever you may need. Again, if the hip is not totally flat, now we don't want to be lifted up over to this side either. We don't want to be over here. We want to be square. And so then whatever we need to do to support your body, where that is, then take a deep breath in. Deep breath out as you hinge forward, making your way down toward the mat. Just relax and release. Again, find a place to lay your forehead, whether it's on stacked fists or fully down on the mat is totally fine as well, as long as that's comfortable for you and you're not pushing into any kind of pain with the stretch. Just make it yours. You can stack the hands or fists. Again, remember, as you feel your hip or your muscles start to soften, if you are using support, you can always just begin to wedge that support away to deepen your ability for the stretch. You can always also maybe take the block out of the way and go to stacked hands, just to take you a little bit lower, a little bit deeper. It's really up to you. Just as long as you don't give up the integrity of the squareness of the hips. You don't find yourself sliding to one side. Just take one more breath here. On the next inhale, place your palms on the mat and lift the chest. You can remove your support, come onto your left hip. It's fun stuff here. Swing your right leg up. Woohoo! We're getting all these different hip rotations in. Okay, so your right shin is parallel to the top of the mat. Our left leg was on the bottom last time, so the left leg is going to be on top this time. So again, sits bones on the mat, first of all, very important. Right shin parallel to the mat, foot's flexed, or parallel to the top edge of the mat, foot is flexed. Left ankle comes to the right knee. So the shins are parallel, stacked on top of each other. And again, give yourself whatever support you need to allow the hip to relax. Again, if this is not something that is going to feel good to you or to challenge you in your stretch, if this is painful, in other words, pull the right heel closer to you, widen the knees, and pull the left foot inside, basically at the inner thigh, the crease. This is half lotus. Now, if this is not comfortable for you either, you can come to butterfly, come to a crisscross position, just whatever will work for you. The goal is to just get a little external rotation opening of these hips. I'm going to make my way into that lovely fire log. I know Jen has you do this pose, I'm pretty sure. I think this is one of her favorites, maybe. Or maybe she just finds it as challenging as I do, I don't know. But here we are. So my left ankle is on my right knee, right ankle is below the left knee. Sits bones are on the mat. Deep breath in, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Lifting up through the crown of the head, release the hands. Anywhere you want to take them, just hinge forward to the point that you feel resistance and let it go right there. You can allow the chin to bow. Again, remember the purpose of the support here between the legs is so that your hip on this side, your hip and your leg don't feel like it has to hold itself up. The support allows it to relax. It feels safe. It's amazing what the body does without speaking. If the body doesn't feel safe in a posture, it is going to react whether you know it or not. One more full breath here. As you inhale, begin to round the back and press, lifting all the way up. Inhale the arms, bring them up overhead. Exhale, left arm down, right arm reaches up and over, side bend. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, right hand down, left arm reaches up and over, side bend. Both arms high, you see this big smile on my face. Exhale, it's because I'm coming out of this posture. Yay! Woo-hoo-hoo. Send your feet out in front of you. Straighten the legs, sits bones on the mat, coming back to that seated forward fold in staff position just for a moment. So inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge. One more full breath here. Round the back, lifting the spine all the way back up, shoulders up and down. Let's come over onto one side. Send the feet behind you, come back to your tabletop. Shoulders above wrists, hips above knees. Toes are uncurled. Draw the belly in. You have a neutral spine. Begin to walk the hands forward to the top of the mat and then bend the elbows, lowering down, not all the way, coming to Sphinx pose. So your feet aren't totally zipped together. They're about hip distance apart still. The elbows press into the mat. Forearms are straight in front of you. Shoulders stacked above the elbows. Chest is open. We're lifting up and out of the shoulders. So we're not down here like a turtle. If we are a turtle, we're poking our head out. We want to see what's going on. We're not hiding. So lift. Arms are relaxed. So go ahead and just do a body scan here. Like I just realized I was squeezing my legs. I was tightening up down there. So let everything relax. Body scan head to toe. Option here, just bow the chin. Don't sink down into it. Keep your elbows pressed into the mat. Keep lifted up out of the shoulders. But you can bow the chin toward the chest and shut down the eyes. And just scan the body. Notice your lower back, your lumbar. That's where you're going to be feeling the deepest part of this stretch, is in the lumbar. Allow your glutes to relax, your quads, hamstrings, calves. Just let them all just kind of sink in. Let your belly relax. Hips fall to the floor. One more full breath. On your next inhale, press your elbows into the mat and begin to lift your hips. We're going to walk our hands back, coming into a child's pose. So take the knees to the outside edges of the mat. So the knees are wide. Send the hips back to the heels, pressing. Press the palms against the mat to send your hips back as far as you can onto your heels. Then hold there and lower down, taking your chest down to the mat. Once you settle in here, your forehead is on the mat. Walk those fingertips away. Child's pose. Option here in child's pose. We can bring those fingertips together, press the palms together, keeping the forehead on the mat. You can bend your elbows, pressing palms together in prayer, and walk the elbows a little farther away. This is going to deepen that stretch through the shoulders, your triceps. Another option is to lift up onto the fingertips to deepen the stretch through the underarms. It's really up to you what you feel like doing today. One more breath. On your next inhale, begin to straighten the arms if they're not straight already. Press the palms into the mat. Pull your hands back toward you, below the shoulder, and press up. Let's spin around, coming down onto our seat. Feet are out in front, bent knees. Just very gently hold on to the knees and allow yourself to roll back to your back. Nice. Lay your head down, roll side to side. Take a deep breath in, draw the forehead up to the knees. As you exhale, release your legs out long. And find your way to Savasana. Just take several breaths here. Allow the body to become heavy. Return to your breath. Allow gravity to hold you here. Let's begin to wiggle our fingers and toes. Maybe give the ankles, the wrists a circle or two. Bend the knees and roll over onto one side. Find a breath there. And then gently begin to press up, finding a seated position, whatever is comfortable for you. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Bring palms together to touch and exhale, hands to heart center. Gently bow the chin toward the chest. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. It's been an honor to guide you through this practice. I'm humbled by your presence and incredibly grateful for the ability to connect with you. Wherever your journey takes you from here, I hope it's filled with love and peace, strength, yet kindness and gratitude. Thank you for bringing your light to me during this practice. Take your light, shine it on the world. And until I see you again on your mat, namaste. Thank you all so very much for being here. Hope you enjoyed your practice. Oh, Kimmy, I hope you were able to jazzercise today too. as well as do yoga with me. But thank you guys so much for being here. I know I had a few people, Kimmy, Kate, Sharon, and Brenda. Thanks for being here. Thank you. You guys are wonderful. It's always just a blessing to spend a little bit of time with you every week. So enjoy the rest of your day. You guys are so welcome. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend. And maybe I'll catch you sometime this week at Jazzercise. We'll see. Happy Sunday, everyone. Bye-bye.